Think Verizon's best 5G network is expensive? Think again. This season, bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store for a better deal. Then use those unwanted bills to wrap up goodbye gifts to AT&T. Or cut them into snowflakes to celebrate your switch from T-Mobile. 'Tis the season to save at Verizon. Just bring in your bill to your local Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on route.
Hi, I'm Kitty,
I'm Bill Lehman.
and we had a timeshare.
I'm here, y'all. I just walked in, so I'm just doing some things real quick. I'll be right with y'all. All right, all right, all right. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. What it do, y'all? What it do, y'all? I'm the host with the motherfucking most. Chill, motherfucking Murray. You are now tuned to live from the spot. Shout out to everybody tuning in and not tuning in. You know how we doing, how we rock. Fuck YouTube and these ads, bro. Like, they just non-stop with the ads, bro. Fucking the vibe up. Just fucking the vibe up, bro. Just always fucking up the vibe with their ads. I didn't have time to do the intro. Instead, my hours have changed. My hours have changed, so it's a little bit more difficult. What's going on, Ivorani? It's a little bit more difficult for me to come in and do everything I need to do like I used to before the pod. So I kind of got to do everything on the fly at the moment. I'm probably going cameraless tonight because it's late and I don't feel like putting on a light, honestly. And yeah. Do-do-do-do. We have not much, but much to get into. Not much, but much to get into. I'll put it like that. Let me see. I got a couple more things to get here. How's everybody doing this evening, first of all? How is everybody doing this evening? See, we have just a few people in here. Like I said, I know it's past some of y'all. I know some of y'all gotta get to work in the morning, just like I do. So I completely understand if you're not able to stay throughout the entire thing, like usual. It is completely understandable. Just a couple more minutes here. We're gonna start with Andy Dick. We're gonna start with Andy Dick. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. Okay. I'm saying we're just having some chill vibes here real quick. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So I'm only trying to do it like this right now because, like I said, I don't feel like dealing with YouTube's ads all evening. Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm good now. All right. Let's see who's up in here. Let's see who's up in here. Just have Ronnie? Okay. All right. Turn this off real quick. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start with so I don't know, it waited all the way till I got over here to do that. Okay, that's funny. So I've been hearing, or should I say I've been seeing, Andy Dick is on crack. That's the news lately, is that Andy Dick has been on crack and is overdosed on smoking crack cocaine.
Andy, how are you doing? You know, since everything happened yesterday.
Okay, I have a couple questions for you. What do you mean by everything? What is everything?
Since you know the video that came out.
What happened?
That's what I wanted to ask you. You know, are you okay?
Doesn't it look like I'm 100% fine? 110%.
Now I know you two were there with him
Yeah.
yesterday. You know, are you guys able to tell us anything?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, what can you guys tell us?
I mean, we were going out to hang out with Andy. Adam had a whole entire day planned. And he got away. He got away from us for a few minutes. He did something that messed him up, and I had to run get some Narcan. But it was a group effort of all of our.
He got away from us for a few minutes. Is that how they're trying to word this? He just got away from us for a few minutes? Really? He got away from you for a few minutes. Okay. I see where this is going already. I see where this is going already. Okay.
Friends that, saved
There
him.
was a guy that was my age and I felt for him. He has kids. Did you know that part? He has kids and he was depressed and he was on the sidewalk and I'm like, I'll sit with you. And then he whipped out, I'm sorry, but crack. And I'm like, you know what? I might need a little bit of that. I wanted to see what he was doing. And also, I don't mind.
I might need a little bit. What did I just... Wait. I was going to try not to laugh at this. I was really trying not to laugh at this. But what am I hearing? What am I hearing? He whipped out the crack and I figured I should try some. Excuse me? Who says that? He just happened to have, some crack on him and I said, ooh, that looks nice. I want to try that. What? What? What did I just with?
A little crack every now and then. But in this case, no, it was.
And when he went out, I grabbed his hand and I said, and I'm like, if you can hear me, grab my hand. He didn't grab my hand. I said, think of your grandbabies. He has 2 grandbabies. And he grabbed my hand and he held it, like he squeezed it.
And I just wanted to say something for the record, is that I had been live streaming that day. We were going on an outing. And the only reason why I live streamed that happening to Andy is because I wanted a record of what was going on, because that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, because everybody is getting down on him to record. But I get mad at him if he's not recording.
So you did.
Now, see, that part I'm kind of against. That part, now, okay. I understand from their perspective of why they would want to record it. Like he said, for the record, he wants to have it on record that, in case something extra did happen to him, that there was actual footage of it. Okay. That part is understandable. However, when it comes to something that serious of a matter, I think some things, just some things, should be a little bit more private, don't you think? I would think that would be one of those things. I would hope at least that would be one of those things that you would want to keep private. You know what I mean? I'm not here to, maybe I should judge, maybe I shouldn't judge. But in my opinion, that's one of those things that you would, want to handle privately, not necessarily out in the public. That's just my hops. But I could be wrong. I don't smoke crack, so I don't know.
I know this guy. You just met him yesterday?
Who?
The guy that you were with.
Oh, he was on the street.
Okay.
And so was I. I ran away from these fools who were my real friends. Mm-hmm. That was stupid of me. And then I just met this guy who was my age. I'm like, and he had kids and he was going through shit. He was smoking something on tinfoil. I'm like, I know what that is. I'm like, I said, just give me some.
Just give me some. This is Andy Dick, y'all. Now, apparently, this is not the first time that Andy has been dibbling and dabbling with drugs. Let's just say. It's not the first time. There's actually footage of him actually doing cocaine. Not crack, but just regular cocaine on Twitch.
That ain't me. That ain't me. Yeah, I'm a clown. Yeah. You ever see this joke I wrote? Hey, look, here's my joke.
Like, what in the fuck am I looking at? This is where I said, okay, somebody needs to step in. Somebody needs to put this gentleman in a rehab. Now, luckily, I have seen and read about him actually admitting himself into a facility. The problem I have with it is it's not the first time he's admitted himself in rehab, to my knowledge. So is this really going to do any good, or is he just doing this for publicity to just, so people stop talking about it type of thing? You know what I mean? Is he just doing this just to, make sure nobody says anything, Because I don't, in my opinion, I don't think he's necessarily going to actually stop. And that's the part that kind of gets to me. Because if you're not going to actually stop doing what you're doing, then it could lead to other trouble. You know what I mean? And when I was growing up, we used to beat up on the crackheads. And that was because how we felt about it was, if you don't necessarily care about your life, why should we? That was literally how we took it. You know what I mean? If you don't care about your life, why should we? So, like I said, it was a lot of times where, like I said, when we saw crackheads. Now, I told you guys the story about when we had beat up on a crackhead and we had gotten shot at that evening. I shit you not, there's a true story. We actually had snuffed out a crackhead and didn't know that he was actually going to buy from somebody we needed. Buy from somebody we knew, I should say, not needed. Buy from somebody that we knew. I do hope that Andy Dick does. I do hope that he does, get the much needed help that he deserves. That's just my piece on that. I do hope Andy Dick gets the most necessary help, because this looks terrible. He's not the first to do it on YouTube. I mean, maybe. Maybe he's not the first. I wouldn't, I don't even think that's far-fetched to say that he's not the first to do it on YouTube. But hey, that's one of them things where I just say, to each his own. To each his own.
A scary moment caught on camera. People rushing to save comedian Andy Dick's life as he suffers an overdose on the stairs of a Hollywood building. The comedian says he smoked crack with a stranger before what appears to be an overdose. Fox 11's Phil Schuman, he's following growing concerns about his struggles and substance abuse. It sounds like he's lucky to be alive.
That's for sure. And speaking to TMZ from his Hollywood home, the 59-year-old comedian and actor admitted he met a man on the street who offered him the drug. Dick said he accepted, claiming he, quote, doesn't mind using crack occasionally. When asked about his condition, he responded sarcastically, he's 100% fine.
Doesn't it look like I'm 100% fine? 110%. And he was on the sidewalk, and I'm like, I'll sit with you. And then he whipped out, I'm sorry, but crack. And I'm like, you know what? I might need a little bit of that. I wanted to see what he was doing. And also, I don't mind doing a little crack every now and then.
So this is an interview obtained by TMZ this afternoon showing Dick speaking from his home in Hollywood. Again, said he's fine, admitted to the drug use, the latest in a long line of incidents that have led to him being in and out of rehab and occasionally jail.
Is he okay? Hey. Andy, buddy. Hey, Andy, wake up.
So this is that video that we showed you earlier. This is Dick slumped on the stairs.
And that's the guy that was just saying too, like, hey, I get mad if he doesn't record these things. Like I said, this is one of those things I would not want someone to record. That's just me being. I don't want somebody to record no shit like this. I mean, like if that's happening, that should not be. You know what I mean? That definitely should not be shown to anyone. Like, it's sad that this is how we had to find out that this was going on with Andy. But I'm hoping, maybe through this, he'll get more help than, his friends have been getting. Because that's another thing, too. Like, his family, is seeing, whatever left of his family is seeing that is like, yo, who the fuck do you have around you that is allowing you to get away like this? That is allowing you to do certain shit to yourself like this? That's what I wanted. That's what I would be asking. If I'm like a cousin, a brother, or something like that, I need to know who else is around you that's allowing you to do. Like, I know you in Hollywood know this other shit, and that's why I keep saying, like, Hollywood is one of them places where, like, I'm glad I was not subject to being a celebrity, because it could have went very bad. That's how I look at that. Like, that could have went very bad. Like, some people just shouldn't be in Hollywood if they're easily influenced. I'm one of those people that's not easily influenced, but at the same time, I'm impressionate, I guess you could say, is the best word about it. So I get curious for certain things. Not saying I'm gonna be curious enough to do cocaine and crack and shit like that. I'm just saying, with certain access of certain amounts of money with certain people just fall into certain shit. You know what I mean? They go with the flow a little bit too much. I'm one of those people that can go with the flow a little bit too much and just say, "Oh, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this tunnel leads to." You know what I mean? I go down rabbit holes all the time with you guys. That's what I'm talking about. I go down many rabbit holes with you guys all the fucking time. So that's what I mean by it. You could have easily, I always say this, right? I'm like, you could have easily just been reading about me. But something happening in Hollywood, because I wouldn't have been down for the bullshit. I would have went down the wrong tunnel, going down the wrong rabbit hole, just being curious and said, "Hey, that's not right." And then you would have been found out about me dead later. You would have found out some shit about me later. Chum, calm down. What's going on, my brother? What's going on with you? Demon possessed? He made a deal? I mean, don't they all? That is the unfortunate part of Hollywood, right? Don't they all make that unfortunate deal with the devil? For some type of, for the longevity of the fame. And I think that's, where I would differ. That's where I would get caught up, because it's like I would be questioning a lot of shit. I would be questioning a lot of shit that goes on in Hollywood. And I still do. Now, like I said, I'm hoping Andy gets the necessary help that he needs to. I really am. I don't want to get into the meat and potatoes of things yet for the night. While I got my boy Chum here. I might as well do this breakdown too. Because, again, I've been saying this. If you guys haven't noticed, of course, some of you have, some of you haven't. When I post a lot of the shorts I've been posting, if you get to if you're on the Discord, of course, you know what I'm talking about. You get the notifications that, hey, he just posted a new video. So when you see me posting these new videos or these new shorts, a lot of the times it's not the shorts from the pod or whatever. I notice the shorts from the pod don't do shit. A lot of the videos from the pods I've been doing don't really do shit. Some of them get like 200-300 views at the most. A lot of them get like 200-300 views. Some of them get like maybe 1,000. I've had the most I've had in a like one video, I would say, like an actual, like a clip from the pod or whatever, would probably be like around 30,000 views, right? At the most. And that's only like it's only like 2 or 3 of them that's like that. Then you have, of course, the Diddy and Nipsey Hussle joints. The Diddy ones always go a little bit more with the view count or whatever. But when I just talk about my regular shit, when we just go through our regular news and whatnot, and it's nothing Diddy related, and we just going down, like, for example, we go down the alien rabbit hole. We go down the Anunnaki, when we go down Illuminati rabbit holes. When we go down those rabbit holes, or I talk about Project Blue Beam and other shit like that, I notice those don't get as many views. But let me post a 10 or 15 second clip of me playing the video game, and all of a sudden I see thousands of views. Yeah, I agree with doing that. 57, just the outsider. I'm just an outsider looking in, but I would have that curious eye of course, in Hollywood that they wouldn't like. I think that's the other thing to that too. I have that curious eye in Hollywood that they just wouldn't like. So But again, like I said, it just feels like, I don't know, I just need to do different. It just feels like I need to do different with the channel. I need to do a lot more different with the channel. And that's what I was saying. It's lean. This channel is gonna be leaning more towards just doing everything, especially just playing the game more. Like, for example, I want to stream me playing the casting of Frank Stone. I just got that. More Marvel Rivals content. I'm gonna get into that in just a second too, right here. More Marvel Rivals content. Like even stuff, other stuff I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? I'm not just passionate about the rabbit holes I go down. Like I noticed a lot of people are just now getting on to Isaac Cappy. I know a lot of people are just getting on to Isaac Cappy, for example, right? In the Seth Green video, or when Isaac Cappy went to Seth Green's house and he told him about, how he was actually into pedophilia and the rabbit hole of Robot Chicken and things like that. One day I'll watch that again here with you guys on the pod if you guys want me to go back through that rabbit hole. But that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be more. If I do go down that type of stuff, it'll just be me going on one particular topic. I might have to do that moving forward instead of me just going down a rundown of news with things, if you will. All right, so let me get some of the regular shit out the way first, and then we'll get into like the 50 Cent and Diddy shit that's been going on. Also, Rob Reiner. If you guys have noticed what's going on with what happened with Rob Reiner and his wife being murdered, I said, what are the crazy thing was, right, when I first heard the news about Rob Reiner, the second thing I Googled was Rob Reiner, Donald Trump. That was just a random thought in my head. I said, what are the odds that Rob Reiner said something about, because I kept seeing all these, I was telling a friend about this, right? I was like, yo, what is it with all these influencers and celebrities written out? Celebrities, of course, a little bit different. To my influencer celebrities like streamers and whatnot, right? I'm like, what is it with all these people coming up dead for simply just having an opinion, right? Perfect example, right? People kept saying that if you talk about Israel or the president anytime soon and you're an influencer or someone of power or a celebrity or something like that, or you're known to the public, expect either a warning or death. And sure enough, that's what happened with Rob Reiner and his wife. I'm going to get to that here in a few. But I want to knock these couple things out here real quick. Like I said, while I got Chum in here. Again, Marvel Rivals decided to give us a trailer of what was going to be coming for January. I don't necessarily know if I got some video game players in here. You guys gonna like the next couple of and some sci-fi fans. You guys are gonna like the next couple of minutes here, I should say.
Yeah! What's up, gamers? It's about time I make Marvel Rivals the most hero-packed shooter ever, but first some hot redhead is trying to blast my ass a few new holes, and I got a surprise for her! Hit it! Woo! Boy, this is gonna be fun! Whoa! Easy now, fellas! I'm the one who set you free! Oh, hey, this was not the plan! All right, you rejects. Get Tyrannosaurus Rex! Come on! I'm not even What's this game's tagline? Ignite the battle! Woo-hoo! And that's why I have 3 movies, baby! Yeah!
Now, why'd I do this again?
Uh-oh. She's my rival.
Now, very loaded, right? Very loaded. Now, I notice, like I said before, when I do these streams, for some strange reason, it cuts off my ability to go through a video, which I fucking hate. Again, this is another reason why I would much rather do like the video game content, because like I said, they're cracking down on how people even stream and do their videos. I don't know what the fuck happened recently with that, but I want to say over the past like 4 or 5 pods, whenever I try to watch something from that I've downloaded on here, for some strange reason, it wants to not allow me to just skim through anything. So I can't like pause it here. I can't like move it up to a certain point and say, oh, let me stop it right here. I can't show certain things like I used to on other pods. I used to be able to fucking do that. And for some reason on mine, I can't do it. But that's what I was talking about. I was alluding to earlier with the fact that, you know, they're cracking down on certain shit. Anyway, loaded trailer here for Deadpool. Deadpool is coming to Marvel Rivals. It's a lot of people's favorite. Deadpool is a lot of people's favorite character in the Marvel universe in general. Like he said, made the joke of, that's why I got 3 movies, right? So a couple things I've noticed in this little trailer I want to get through real quick. His abilities, of course, I think we're going to have the dueling guns. We're definitely going to have the dueling swords. Now, I noticed he was riding this dinosaur. I don't necessarily know how much that's going to play an impact in the game, but this particular Easter egg with the Sentinel was the main thing that caught my eye, with him fighting the Sentinel. So I said, okay, if they have a Sentinel fight in this particular trailer, Marvel Rivals has more than talked about the fact that they're going to be adding more PvE to the game. So when I saw him fighting this giant Sentinel, I said, okay, this is what's going to be the next PvE mode, person versus enemy mode, that's going to be into Marvel Rivals. Is us fighting the giant Sentinel, which is an ode to the old X-Men arcade games that we had against the Sentinels, which I absolutely love. The other thing I noticed was, of course, everybody saw the Elsa Bloodstone at the end of the trailer. But what they didn't notice was this monster over here on the right. Now, a part of me said, okay, is this the Hydra monster that they're going to be introducing? Because there's supposedly, they have it in the character lines in the game. Especially when you go to Hell's Heaven, that particular map, and they talk about the monster Hydra, right? And releasing the monster Hydra. Now, Elsa Bloodstone is supposed to be a monster hunter. So it makes sense that she's also in the game, not because of Hydra, but more so, of course, because of Deadpool. Okay, this is supposed to be Deadpool's girlfriend. Also supposed to be someone that's hunting Deadpool, because, you know, a part of the lore is that Deadpool pretty much freed a lot of the things that the Collector had imprisoned. Now, when I see this monster over here, I'm like, okay, I see tentacles on its head. So I'm like, okay, this is the Hydra monster that they've been talking about. And I've been seeing a lot of leaks in regards to the Hydra monster PvE that is supposed to be entering in the game as well. So I think we just got a preview of both PvE modes that they do intend to enter into the game, which is this Hydra monster that we're going to be fighting in the back here on the right, as well as the Sentinels. Which one is going to come first? I don't know. But my guess would be the Sentinels first. Now, the other thing that I could say is, being that Elsa Bloodstone is a monster hunter, I'm wondering if this is something that, because whenever they preview a character, they usually show something with their ultimate. Now, I just saw something with, of course, Deadpool and him doing the slash. I'm thinking he's going to have some type of whirlwind slash with his ultimate and whatever have you. But maybe Elsa Bloodstone is going to incorporate this monster into her ultimate in some type of way also, meaning that she is a monster hunter. This is just a couple of things that I've noticed, like I said, within this trailer that, you know, spoke volumes to me. Okay, so and then there was a couple of small things that were in there, like the captain, like the werewolf that you saw. That's actually a skin that's in the game right now. So that wasn't something that was too large standing out. That's a skin that's in the game for Captain America. Now, of course, like I said, I could be wrong with what is going to happen with this monster here in the right, but that is what I'm thinking right here, because this looks a lot like Hydra. This looks a lot like Hydra. This looks like it definitely could be Hydra. Let me see if I look up something here real quick. Yeah, so the Hydra monster even has, like I said, tentacles coming out of his head. And now, of course, when you look it up, it shows Learning Hydra Marvel database. So, sure enough, you look at that picture there, and you see that tentacle monster on the side of her, right? This looks very identical to this one right here on the right. A little bit more, of course, this is more comic booky, so it's a little bit more sleek and less kid friendly. So when I see the one that's here in the trailer, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense, because this one looks a lot more Pokemon-ish, more kid friendly. This monster right here, nothing too scary. You know what I mean? Something that looks scary but isn't too scary for a kid's game to be fighting. And like I said, could be wrong, but that's my hops on this. This is the Hydra monster. I don't think too many people recognize what's in the game. All right, so need to get that out the way real quick, because like I said, this happened at the Game Awards a couple of days ago. I'm not going to get too far into the Game Awards and things like that happened. We'll do that another time. I'll get into, like I said, more game stuff as we do more shows. I should say more as we do more streams. I just need to get that off my chest. The other thing that has happened in sci-fi news, so I'm just doing a couple rundowns here before I get into my bag here. Another thing that happened in sci-fi news was the confirmation of Space Godzilla. So, are there any Godzilla fans in the chat? Are there any Godzilla fans that are in the chat?
Godzilla confirmed by one of the most legit sources in the game, the Writing Guild of America West. This is official. Space Gojira confirmed. I've been telling you this for years, and this is interesting how it comes out now. So we're going to break it down, and it somewhat does confirm the cosmic space threat that we are getting in Godzilla x Kong Supernova. Not only that, lads and ladettes, they have been test screening the movie, at least in some capacity. This is not clickbait. Warner Bros. Is test screening the movie already. Let's break it down. But first, if you are new around here, what is good, YouTube? What's you here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that we try to deliver on a daily basis. Good, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know, how excited are you? Space Godzilla literally confirmed for once. Yeah, lads, can't say it's clickbait because it's literally confirmed. Also, check us out on Instagram to see that sensual, beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Also, check us out on Instagram at WarStew to see the beautiful face like we just said. And check us out on Twitter, WarStewG. And also check us out on, I can't believe I'm going to say this, on TikTok, WarStew. Right, let's get into it. So, Writing Guild of America has confirmed that the Space Gojira is coming to the big screen. It obviously seems somewhat that Toho is involved. So let's break down what it actually says. Screenplay, David Callahan and Michael Lloyd Green. But what's interesting is because this is an official site, when you click on it, it tells you a lot of official information. So this is the most viable information we got first, finally. But when it says this, story material based on characters Godzilla and Space Gojira. Space Godzilla, created by Toho Co. Limited. Final credits. And okay, America does these dates really weird. I can't read that. But I assume it's saying some date in December 2025. Distributed medium screen, format live action, science fiction action. Confirmed. Space. You expect every Kaiju Godzilla YouTube channel to be talking about this today. It's all over Twitter. We have it confirmed. The leaks are all real. It's confirmed. Now we know the movie. We're going to outer space again. So let's break down what this GZ could mean. So, the main antagonist. We're going to go over some leaks. The main antagonist. Many rumors converge on an alien invasion storyline with the main villain being a hybrid version of the classic monster Space Godzilla or a similar cosmic entity, potential involving Gargan. This is based potentially on social media posts by people involved in the production and the film's title, Supernova. But we've just had it confirmed that the movie is actually about Space Godzilla, a new human threat. Another prominent, less credible rumor suggests a new human military organization will attempt to take control of Monarch and the Hollow Earth, potentially creating a mechanized zombie titan like the reanimated Skullcrawlers, pushing humanity into a war of the Titans. In this scenario, an enraged Godzilla will be the prime antagonist, or a less additional. So, returning characters and people: Mothra, Shimo, WarStew, Suku, Trapper, and Godzilla's obviously going to get a new evolution because that happens in every movie. But we know Mothra is going to come because there's going to be some signal that is coming from out of space that essentially is going to be Space Godzilla. But if this information is true, I can't fathom how they're going to take him down. How is Godzilla, Shimo, Kong, and everyone else going to take down Space Godzilla? This actually opens up the fandom on YouTube with the other content creators on YouTube before this. This opens it up even more now because beforehand, it was like, yo, what if they do this? Now, based on this Writing Guilds of America story by Godzilla and Space Godzilla, it's really opened up to the idea that, yes, we are going to space. That is absolutely freaking insane to me. It confirms somewhat that the leaks are true. But also in the news, looks like Warner Bros. Might be showing some kind of early look at Godzilla x Kong Supernova, right? And then the director, Grant Now. That's a super focus group. So there's a Twitter user goes by the name The Real Dylan Johnson, who tweets a bunch of stuff about Godzilla movies, so on and so forth. And it looks like that is somewhat true. They're going to be screen testing this movie quite early, but principal photography did finish early August, so realistically, they could have a rough cut up very soon. Could have already shown it. And don't think because we're getting some Avengers Doomsday-based trailers attached to Avatar and Fire and Ash, don't expect there to be a trailer anytime soon. This movie has a release date of the middle of 2027 being March, but this is absolutely insane. And also, your boy WarStew did hear some rumblings. I didn't cover it because there wasn't enough information. One of my most trusted source did tell me a while ago to debunk it, saying there's some rumors about Godzilla Supernova. Do not believe them. the film is still in production because they are still doing some stuff. Although principal photography is finished, reshoots, repurposing, and a bunch of other stuff. I was sent this early December, the 6th to be precise. So maybe they're screen testing some of the movie, to be honest, and we may as well mention it. Netflix looks like they're potentially buying Warner Brothers, in theory, right? We know we're getting a hostile takeover from Paramount Skydance, right? Now, the sharing arrangement has shared over the years. Legendary Pictures owns Dune, and it also owns the Godzilla franchise. But Warner Bros. Has a distribution deal where they distribute it. Now, they do finance up to 30% of the movie, so they have somewhat of a stake in the franchise now. They don't own it, but they have somewhat of a say in it to a certain degree. So that means, in theory, whoever wins, it means in a few years' time, potentially, you could be getting all the Godzilla movies in one place, being Netflix or being Paramount Skydance's streaming service. I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea because here in the UK, HBO Max isn't really a thing. We have this thing called Sky One, and all the HBO Max series like Peacemaker all go to there. So I think it's a good thing, but don't worry about losing the Godzilla stuff. In fact, you're probably going to get more Godzilla stuff. So yes, we have confirmation that Space Godzilla is going to be in Supernova. If you want me to do another video going over all the plot leaks again, I will. But it just confirms that the space threat coming from outer space would actually be from Space Godzilla. Doesn't mean he's going to be the only villain in the movie. It means he probably most realistically will be the main antagonistic of the whole movie. I'm glad I can say I freaking told you, lads. But again, there could be some pushback because this isn't really, I mean, when I was talking to some people about it earlier, I did say it's loosely a confirmation. It's not 100% confirmation, although I will put that in the title. It's pretty much a confirmation because the Writing Guilds of America don't just mess around. It's an official document for the movie, for the accreditation of the feature of the movie, and to say source material based on the characters Space Godzilla and Godzilla created by Toho Limited basically says your boy was right. It's a good time to be a Godzilla fan because, you know, we got the new picture of Godzilla in Legacy Monsters Season 2. But don't worry about the Netflix kind of stuff. Doesn't mean that Godzilla X Kong is going straight to Netflix or Paramount Skydance. Let's not remember and forget the release windows are now 4 to 5 weeks. Most movies don't last long in the cinemas anymore unless it's anime. Also, we did get the anime reveal. There's going to be an anime series that looks hype, but to me, it just looks like Kaiju number 12. Kaiju number 12. Insane series. Such a cool series. And there was a literal Godzilla in that. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at WarStew.
Okay, so anyway, that was another thing that was pretty hype in the sci-fi world this week was the announcement of Space Godzilla. Now, the movie, of course, doesn't come out until 2027, so we still have quite some time. The movie is already doing, it's already in production. We know how Godzilla is like the blockbuster king, okay? We're talking about literally the king of movies when we talk about Godzilla. So I felt it was, as a Godzilla fan, I felt it was necessary to at least, you know, share the news with you guys if you guys haven't heard. I know some of you guys are probably like, well, I appreciate the element of surprise, you know. There's probably not too many Godzilla fans in here. I would think there's some more Godzilla fans in here, but anyway. I was gonna go over Welcome to Derry. I don't know if anybody in here watches Welcome to Derry, the It show, the It Clown. Amazing show. Amazing show. There's a lot of Easter eggs that were in it. And I don't know, like I said, let me know in the comments as well as, you know, here in the chat if you guys would like for me to, you know, go over, or should I say we could look at, you know, the Easter eggs being explained from this last episode that dropped for the season finale of Welcome to Derry, because I do have a video here that I could pull up easily. But if not, we're going to get into what happened with Marlon Wayans and 50. and just the different things that's been going on. Just the different things that's been going on in these streets, in these content creation streets, I should say. Because 50 Cent has been literally going to war with any and everybody that has had something to say about the Diddy documentary. I mean, literally any and everybody that has had any possible negative things to say, he's been going at them. And if anything, you know, all of these people that he's been going at, if you think about it, all of them have some type of, not necessarily a tie to Diddy, but they have some shape or form or fashion, some tie to, yeah, for lack of better terms, yeah, Diddy. Or should I say, dealings with Hollywood and things that they don't want, you know, the people to know. Let me just pull up both their Instagrams real quick, because that's it. It's been nothing but jokes. But I also have we also got confirmation that somebody stepped in and pretty much put a halt to everything that was going on. Somebody stepped in and said, all right, enough is enough. Not sure who. Like I said, somebody big, some big wig has stepped in and just pretty much put a halt to this whole thing. Someone that Marlon considers a big brother. Now, I don't think he's talking about Keenan Ivory Wayans or Sean or anybody like that. I think it's someone that is a higher up, because I don't think Keenan Ivory Wayans has the ability to stop a 50 Cent from talking about Marlon, if you know what I mean. So, with that being said, let's just go back to where this all started from.
Hey, Marlon, have you seen that the documentary, the 50 Cent?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
For Diddy?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, man, you working
Everybody
hard.
telling me you got to see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Part of me don't want to see it.
You probably don't.
Because it's all skewed, man. Like, when you put stuff together, you create whatever narratives you want to, and at the end of the day, everybody being programmed. You know, right now the man's serving time.
Right.
You know, he went before the court. The court said this, and everything is God. But God said.
Now, I caught wind of that particular wording that he said here. I caught wind of this interview, I want to say a couple weeks ago, of where this first even happened, right? And when I looked at this, I said, okay, look at what he's actually saying. People are being programmed right now. When you say people are being programmed right now, that's one thing about Marlon that I've also noticed, is that, you know, he is, but he is not necessarily of the elites. So with that being said, he does have certain connections and ties to Hollywood, which is why, like I said, probably someone that, you know, is a higher up that stepped in and got in between those two. But when he says we're being programmed, right? He's alluding to the fact that he knows that there is a narrative, not even a narrative, that the general consensus is being, how can I say this? We're being more so prone to, because it's been the assassination of Diddy's character, right? We all know that. It's been the complete assassination of Diddy's character, as well as his reputation, his money, and this, that, and the third. And when he does get out, if he does get out, which I don't think he's getting out at all, especially with the Keefe D trial and things, so we went over that already. Even if Diddy was to be out here in the streets, he would be seen in such an evil and negative light that it would have the Drake effect that it has right now, right? Like, no matter what Drake does, you just don't like him. You know what I mean? No matter what Diddy does, you just don't like him. Let me also say this while I'm on the subject. People need to stop saying free R. Kelly. Shame on your evil mind for even suggesting a thing of free R. Kelly. Fuck R. Kelly. You know why? Fuck R. Kelly. Because R. Kelly is still a pedophile at the end of the day. Diddy is still a pedophile at the end of the day. We don't got to say allegedly anymore with these things. We don't. These men are in jail because of their fixations. We don't have to hide that anymore. But my problem is when America is known to celebrate pedophiles. America in general is known to celebrate and advocate for pedophiles. R. Kelly is a small example of how society in America advocates for pedophiles. Donald Trump is one of the biggest examples. But you look at some of our even our most beloved horror villain right now that's being celebrated, the Pennywise the Clown, is what? A pedophile. Now, he's not known for having sex with children, but he's known for kidnapping and killing children. And having a fixation with killing children and eating children. You know what I mean? That whole Pizzagate thing. Pennywise is pretty much the horror villain for the elites that are pedophiles in Pizzagate. They're pretty much all Pennywise, if you think about it, right? But not to get too far off topic here, we're talking about Marlon and 50, right? But that is what 50 Cent is advocating against and advocating for. He's advocating for the justice of people that should be thrown away, locked up and thrown away a key on, like Diddy. People that are complete monsters out here. And then you have someone that, like Marlon Wayans, who's saying that, you know, he hasn't even seen the documentary yet. Hasn't even seen the documentary yet. But he has an opinion on it, of any kind, saying that, oh, it's just trying to create a narrative. When you're saying things like that, it's just trying to create a narrative. First of all, creating a narrative means that you're trying to do something based on something that may or may not be fact or fiction, when all of these things are actual facts that were in the documentary. We don't have to keep going over the same broken record of how much facts were in that documentary. We know what was fact and what was fiction. But 95% of it was factual. So for him to come out and try to even in any way, shape, or form, even though he said, you know, we're going to play his response here, he doesn't necessarily advocate for Diddy. That's what you're technically doing when you're saying that, oh, I don't want to see it because it's just creating a narrative and we're programming to hate Diddy. No. What needs to be understood is the fact that we should be against a monster like Diddy. We should be against all of these monsters that are like Diddy. We should be against all of it that is wrong. And if Marlon Wayans is someone that wants to stand up for the people that are having wrong done against them, people that are victims of sexual assault, people that are victims, period, of mental abuse, I would think a Marlon Wayans would not say something as, oh, it's just trying to create a narrative to hate Diddy. Because it's way more than that at the end of the day.
This is what he got to do. He got to do 5 years in pen. Let him do his 5 years.
Let him do his 5 years. And then it further went into saying that, 50 shouldn't be doing this documentary because it can create a karma. There's certain things that'll create karma. I don't think that's, like I said, the best way. In my opinion, I don't think that's the best way to even address 50 Cent. And saying that, you're going to have karma for what you're doing. You're going to have bad karma for these type of things. Because at the end of the day, 50 Cent is not practicing any type of bad karma by presenting the truth about, again, Diddy. Now, like I said, there were more responses. Now, 50's response for Marlon Wayans, of course. Let me pull up 50 Cent's Instagram here. It's crazy. There's quite a few of these, right? There's quite a few things here. Let me pull up 50's Instagram here. Now, it looks like he's taken down some of the things that, in regards to I do notice here he's taken down some of the ones that he oh no, he didn't. I'm wrong. I thought he took down what he did with Marlon, but he didn't. All right, so let me just start where his first response to Marlon was.
Type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties, and
let me run it back again.
I never those on.
Let me run it back again. Let me go to the actual thing here to show y'all. This is 50 Cent's Instagram, of course.
The type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties, and even if I go, like I said, been doing Diddy parties for 15 years, and I must say you never let me down, Puff. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Good times, people. I've never seen any of this. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen? I never, those aren't the type of parties that I.
Now, of course, that was a scene from a movie where Marlon woke up naked, but there has been talks about, Marlon's sexuality, okay? There's been a lot of talks about, Now, I remember when Marlon posted this himself. This isn't an AI-made picture. Marlon Wayans posted this picture himself. And I remember it was because of... The funny thing about this right here was this was the same exact week that Snoop Dogg was under fire for saying what he said about, they're putting it in our kids' faces, yada, yada, yada. I'm scared to go to the movies. Remember he had to publicly apologize about what he said about taking his nephew or his grandson to the movies, and there was a girl that got married another girl or something like that, and he had to explain gay relationships and whatnot. He was like, I don't want to have to explain that in movies. Now, that's nothing against gay people or anything like that, but again, this is when this is the same week that Snoop had, the run-in with LGBTQ, and then Marlon took it upon himself to post these particular pictures and saying that he stood with the LGBTQ. So, again, nothing AI here. But, again, this is who you're trying to beef with. Not even beef with. This is who you tried to say was creating a narrative against Diddy. A wrong choice of words. Wrong choice of words. Because the thing about 50 Cent is that he's a man that stands on credibility. So when you question that integrity and credibility of 50 Cent, you get these type of postings. Oh, I didn't know he posted the ventriloquist act. This is funny. I was going to just play this, but he posted it.
Got a question. Hey, Puff. You watched that Netflix documentary? Cause, bro, they had you looking like the final boss at Bad Boy Records.
Man, don't start. Even my smart television unplugged itself during that.
Be honest, Puff. How many times you paused it like, dang, did I actually do that?
Pause? Huh? I hit rewind, fast forward.
Pause, I hit rewind, fast forward. Great inside joke improv right there from Eddie Murphy.
Prayed over it. Netflix trauma.
I prayed over it.
Traumatized me. I think I need therapy after that documentary.
Boy,
I think I need therapy after that documentary. This is Eddie Murphy doing ventriloquism.
A therapist gonna need therapy listening to you.
A therapist gonna need therapy listening to you.
After the doc, I looked in the mirror. My reflection ducked like, Ayo, chill.
Even your reflection is like no Diddy.
Got a question?
Hey, Puff. You watched that Netflix?
Now, I don't know if there's a longer version to that, but the one that I have. Let me see. Is there a longer version with the one that I have? I don't think it is. But anyway, yeah, I thought this was pretty damn funny. Him doing the ventriloquist act. And of course, you know, Eddie Murphy is going to throw his subliminals in there. You know, the truth has to be the funniest part about it. So, like I said, the little subliminal lines of the pause joke. Oh, I think Puff needs therapy, which is very true. Puff needs therapy. Diddy needs therapy. Let's be honest. He's grown up with trauma as well as he's caused a lot of trauma. And I remember I think it was Little Rod that asked him. He was like, so what you, no, it was somebody else that asked him. He's like, yeah, so what you actually want out of life? Or what would you want more than anything right now? And someone said that, oh, I just want to breathe. That was his answer. He just wants to breathe. Like when you're someone like a Diddy or a Jay-Z or even a 50 Cent, you don't get those, you know, no, that's what it was. LaRussell asked him. He was like, yo, what do you actually want right now? He's like, yo, I just want a moment to breathe. And LaRussell pretty much was telling the story of how he had all these yes men around him. And because he has all these yes men around him, you know, nobody necessarily tells Diddy no. No one wants to tell him the truth because they're scared of him, yada, yada, yada. And LaRussell felt the need that, you know, there was beats that were being played and records being played in the studio, and Diddy asked for LaRussell's opinion on a record after LaRussell had gave him he had wrote something for him or whatever. And, you know, LaRussell just was being honest. He's like, yo, this ain't it. This ain't it. This might be garbage. And he said that was the first time someone was actually being very honest with him in a long time, Diddy. But LaRussell actually noticed the tension in the room after he, you know, gave that negative comment of, yo, this ain't it, this record. Because he noticed, like, yo, all these people just are scared of you and just want to say yes to you just because they're scared of you and have the fear of you. You know what I mean? Whereas I want to be one of those people that actually tell you the truth. no matter how harsh it actually is. And that's, like I said, how he was able to even get that truth out of Diddy. Like, yo, I just want a moment to breathe and be myself. Because a person like Diddy or Jay-Z or 50 Cent, these people don't get those moments to breathe to actually be themselves. They just don't. So, yes, I could definitely understand a Diddy needing some therapy. I can definitely understand a Diddy needing some long therapy. And as we go along here in this beef, more things will come. Excuse me. More things would come out. So, of course, he posted this one again. 50 posted this video here of Marlon. Now that one was AI made, of course. He's turning into the white chick that he
50 Cent was the funniest shit. I got a show with him in Germany, and I'm fly. I got these leather shits on. I got this Louis runway shirt.
Now, the reason why he posted Fat Joe was because Fat Joe actually came out and told a story of about Diddy to where he made him feel uncomfortable in the studio. Now, I want to get to that in just a second, too, because that was real hypocritical to me. That one was real hypocritical to me. Now, here's where things got a little bit interesting with this whole Marlon Wayans thing, because after
really sweet memories. All my memories is like, I remember when you fell asleep and Omar sleep with his eyes open like that.
Yeah.
And me, him, and Tupac Shakur was hanging out because y'all did Juice together.
Oh my goodness!
And Omar sleeping
you really
like
bring
this.
this up?
And what people don't know about Pac is like he was a funny dude.
He was a funny
Omar
dude.
sleeping like that, and Pac went and took his balls and put them out and put them right near Omar's mouth, so it looked like Omar's like there. I remember one time.
Why did you just do that?
I don't know. Because you're talking about all these sad memories. My love passing, and I remember the baby's born and the umbilical cord and the shape of it. Oh, nigga, where's the jokes? Come on now. We had some good times.
I was mad at Pac for that though. I was super mad. Like, yo, son, you really gonna do that?
Yeah, but you always get mad. You ain't gotta. You gotta work.
But see, that's the thing. Like, were they really joking?
Really sweet memories. All my memories is like, I remember when you fell asleep and
like, were they really joke? Was that really a joke, or was that something that really happened? Put it like this, right? I would think that was a joke because I don't think that's something that Tupac would have actually done. I don't know if that. I don't know. Let me say it like that. And let me also clarify, right? This nigga needs prayer. But yes, it's. See, like I said, seeing this, I'm like, all right, I don't necessarily know Pac to be doing this, but I mean, there's, the joke of Pac and Biggie are the best bisexual rappers that we ever had. That's the run-on joke that's been having the past couple of months. That they're the two best bisexual rappers we ever had. Like I said, I don't necessarily think Pac went that way as much as, the rumors with Big is a little bit more believable than it is with Pac. I'll just say it like that. One is a little bit more believable than the other. I'll put it to you like that. But when it comes to, like I said, something like that happening, I see why 50 Cent would choose to even post something like this. Because it's like, Marlon, why would you make that a joke? And even about Tupac at that. And when I first saw these things happening, like I said, with even Marlon responding, I don't want to do this one-sided, of course, because Marlon took it upon himself to post pictures like this. Like I said, this is an AI-made picture, of course. Now, what are you actually insinuating here? And see, of course, the comments is what spoke volumes. It's clear you taking up for Diddy. You dying on a hill with the rapist at the top. You might want to mind your business on this one. You probably in them Diddy tapes. You see, I even remind this up here. I want you to think about what you're defending and think about what Tupac would say. That was the first thing that thought of my. What would Pac say? You defending Diddy? You know, like I said, you see the comments here though. No, don't do it. Marlon have been in Diddy parties. He said it himself. I find it funny how you're sticking up for Diddy. You're going the wrong direction. Only people start walking away from you. You only want people to start walking away from you. Now, this is weird. Why is he going so hard defending Diddy? He's not going to take you shopping, Marlon. Like, it's the wrong. Marlon should have never even stepped foot in the ring with a 50 Cent. You should have had nothing to say about the documentary. You were asked about it, but yeah, you should have had nothing to say about it. I don't know what this is.
At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me to take me shopping.
Now, of course, I don't know, again, 50, this is from an interview where 50, even said he did not take the offer of Diddy taking him shopping. And that was one of the suspect moments that he had with Diddy, to where he was like, yo, I cannot hang out with him. I remember 50 even said, like, yo, get him away from me, get him from around me, because I might do something, I might hurt him for even asking me some weirdo shit like that. So again, the comments spoke for themselves. This is on Marlon Wayne's Instagram. You trying to protect your boyfriend? He's defending Diddy, so sad because he was at the parties. You must be on a lot of Diddy tapes for this sort of reaction. Marlon, listen, Sean would not do this for you, my friend. Just stop. Which he's very right. I don't think, a Diddy would stick up for Marlon Wayans. Let's be honest. Then, that's it. He had to defend himself.
I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll. All right, so I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here.
Well, see, that's the thing. You're saying back to trolling this troll. No, you are not. You should be stepping away from this, period. Because what you are doing, you're saying you're trolling this troll. You are looking like you're the one that's under the bridge, Marlon. And everybody is saying that, even in these comments, like I said, I am a fan, always been a fan. This one right here, he took a long paragraph to it. Marlon, I've always been a fan. I'm not going to read the whole thing, of course. But this right here ain't it. And somebody's got to say it without sugarcoating anything. You trying to explain the Diddy situation is unnecessary. And someone says, I don't know what this is. I guess I don't get it. For all this hooting and hollering, when is the next scary movie coming out, Unc? Narratives, cool hat, by the way. Get it, Marlon Wayans. Let me make this abundantly. Okay, so that's him saying that, of course. What's this up down here? Oh yeah, this guy went in. This guy went in right here. Let me see. I'm a Wayans fan, always been, but from the words Marlon spoke in regards to Diddy, I was looking sideways. 50 is not kicking a man when he's down. Diddy has tons of evidence against including footage that 50 didn't film. So to have negative opinion because 50 is a smart and fearless businessman is crazy. The footage of Cassie is the truth. Like, it's so many people that were defending 50 Cent saying, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Why are you even getting involved is the real question. Marlon, you are worried about Diddy being down. Why didn't you make a big deal when he was beating Cassie? Like, it's so many things. It's like, yeah, I get it. Marlon's saying that someone's creating a narrative, but it's a narrative that you created yourself by even having the opinion that you did going further. You could have stopped it at, I didn't see the documentary. I don't necessarily want to see that documentary. You could have left it at that and left it alone. But you saying that 50 was curating karma is where, that's where things took left. And then, like I said, the more pictures you started posting was making it look even worse. Like, you just posted a regular picture of him being in a suit, saying that he couldn't dress, that his suit was tight, and he had an Easter suit with a Halloween face. Like, even the jokes, like, you're a comedian, Marlon, and your jokes were falling flat on their fucking face. Devin in the lab, I'm disappointed. Pete Rock was like, yo, this is getting out of hand. I've loved your work, but going in on 50 versus a literal predator is wild work. Priorities, dude. And like I said, all of this is happening while Marlon is supposed to be doing promo for Scary Movie 6. This literally outshined and hurt his promo. Look at that. People in his comments just posting 50 Cent pictures. Every day, a different person posting this 50 Cent smile. Like, you literally took on someone with millions of more followers than you. I think that's another thing you need to pay attention to. Like, 50 has 37 million followers. You have 7.5. This is just, we're talking about just Instagram. You are going to war with a titan that is known to be doing this type of trolling, number one. Number two, you were literally going against...
My mother used to rewrite the Christmas carols, and the first half be dedicated to Christmas joy. Oh, it'd be so sweet. And the other half be dedicated to my father. It'd be like, you. She'd be like, on the first.
Like, even in someone posting we call it a reshare or repost. This is from Bream Improv, whatever Instagram account this is. They were literally just sharing an old Marlon Wayans clip, and the comments still went at him. I can't believe you ended your career defending Diddy. Focus on your boyfriend Diddy. Another picture of another gif of 50 Cent. Like, Marlon just couldn't escape it. The mind's eye, what's going on? Like, Marlon couldn't escape it. No way, shape, form, or fashion. Look at this. Another post with the... Look, you just can't escape it. Like, you should have never... Look at that. We need 50 Cent in Scary Movie 6. That's probably the only way that would die down and the hype of the Scary Movie would actually return. But unfortunately, he's already put out, a post saying that Scary Movie 6 is already finished production. Now, what's very scary about that on the side is the fact that the movie just started production less than 2 months ago. So you mean to tell me that y'all finished this entire movie or something that people have been waiting for, a franchise that has a credibility to it and respect to it? You mean to tell me you shot that movie in less than 2 months? When the following, when even though we're talking about technology, of course, has advanced to where things could be done in amount of time. But think about, like I said, even a Godzilla movie or Mortal Kombat. You see these big movies that are being pushed back because they're franchise. They want those things to be nice and tight, and they want certain certain pictures to be painted a certain way and a masterpiece. This tells me that this is a rush job. That Scary Movie 6 is a rush job. You started this shit in October, and before December even hit, you're telling everybody the movie's finished and about to be out soon. That scares me. Now I'm waiting for the Netflix release of it already. I feel like I don't even need to go see a Scary Movie 6, especially when the promo of it has been lackluster and terrible. And then, of course, you post this, like, when your big brothers tell you to stop going back and forth with it.
Why?
And, of course, look, they could not wait to get at him again. The brothers ain't tell you nothing. It was just looking good. It just wasn't looking good for you, and you knew that. Just give us a Scary Movie. I'm glad Terry Crews said something. I'm glad Terry Crews and like certain celebrities just stuck up for him. Like, all right. 50, but then this one, like 50 ain't stopping though. That nigga create Tom and Jerry type beef. He's right though. He's right though. And of course he's Tom. You will forever be Jerry. You will forever be Jerry to him.
Hi, fool. Quick, fast question. Should I wear this hat, this jacket, or should I wear this jacket?
Look at the comments. Ever since he defended Diddy, I don't look at him saying no more. And then his comments are flooded with 50 Cent and Diddy. His comments are flooded. Even when he got off of it. Even when he got off of the 50 Cent thing, his comments are still flooded with 50 Cent. This is why, and I posted this earlier, do not ever beef with a cancer. Do not beef with a cancer. That one's great. This one's great. The Tupac one is great. That one's great. And he posted Rob Reiner. I think he's worked with Rob Reiner as well. But like I said, even when he's posting a tribute to Rob Reiner, who we're going to get into in a second, again, the comments, nothing but 50 Cent. No matter what he did, he's going to get Diddy and 50 Cent comments. No matter what he does from here on out, unfortunately, Marlon is about to be haunted with 50 Cent. This is probably the worst picture I could have seen. I did not understand this picture. I did not understand this picture whatsoever. But again, this is why, like I said, you just don't beef with a cancer. Now, 50, of course, has been promoting his documentary, but he's also been promoting his Street Fighter movie. Now, I can't necessarily play this except for a couple of things, except for a couple of seconds of it. But again, this is him as Barlog in the Street Fighter movie, which is supposed to be his next blockbuster film. 50 is also, posted this picture showing that he's going to be doing there is an album coming soon. And we're talking about promo on top of promo on top of promo for if there was a 50 versus Curtis album to come out. But now 50 has also turned his agendas to someone else that has said something.
A dope documentary.
Yeah, gotta be dope.
On who you are, what you've done.
I don't know, boy.
You've accomplished. Like, a documentary is a big thing. Like, you don't want nobody doing a documentary about some trying to just make your whole character look weak. Like, that's petty behavior.
I don't want to know the company that did it so we could talk, you know what I mean? Because if it's on me, I need, you know what I mean?
I don't understand why that's legal to do though.
Documentary is more like a mockumentary. Shit like that. How can it even be called a documentary though? Because you call a documentary when it's not.
Once you become, if you're a public person, you're in the news, you can be Google.
So do you think that is wrong or not?
I think it's wrong.
I want some documentary about you. You wanted to be a
just a tight budget for that Scary Movie 6. I know it is. It has to be, because if it's anything, it's coming out of Marlon Wayne's pocket. That's what I'm starting to wonder. If it only took 2 months to shoot Scary Movie 6, that came straight out of Marlon Wayne's pocket. Now, 50 Cent, before he posted that clip, he posted this: squatters are individuals who occupy a property without legal title, permission, or a lease, often in vacant or abandoned buildings, differing from trespassers by intending to reside there long-term while squatting is illegal. These guys are squatters. They owe $250,000 for the space. They are filming, they're podcasting. These bums are trying to win Best Dressed award and can't pay their bills. So again, any and everybody that has had something negative to say, 50 is going to war with them.
Happy birthday to you.
Now, I noticed when he posted this, I said, French just had to catch the stray. Because I posted this clip for you guys. I showed you this clip here before we went down the rabbit hole of French Montana and Diddy's relationship. We saw the infamous picture of, Diddy and French Montana on the roof, and he had his ass towards Diddy and whatnot. They was laying on the roof with some friends.
Happy birthday, dear French. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is a special birthday for both of us.
Stop. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
And then, of course, this viral video this is probably the most legendary of all of Diddy's videos. Is it not? This is probably the most iconic of all of Diddy's videos. Press 1 in the chat if you think this is probably the most viral of the Diddy videos. And this is why I was hoping Fab would be the most quiet person of the podcast when it comes to talking about that documentary, because he is part of the most viral clip of Diddy.
Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday. It's fabulous. The only nigga that got the name that I want. Make a wish.
The only nigga that got the name that I want.
Just blow it out. It's your birthday every day.
Diddy wanted to be named Fabulous.
Every day's a birthday on Drink Champs, goddammit.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real, because it seems like a thing.
I miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
But I'm talking about for your birthday.
I miss partying. See, people probably didn't even hear these little subtle parts. So I miss partying with Puff. And then Diddy, of course, asked him, like, "Yo, why you ain't party with me, man?"
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We party for my birthday.
The guy's fat. He caught him stuttering. Like this is the most viral clip of Diddy where he caught Fab literally stuttering, like he was nervous to even answer him on this question.
Birthday before you came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. It's
Me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
Me, Tyrese, Ray J, and F. Gary Gray. You know, I like different personalities, so I was like, I never knew they would become what they are today. But you know what I'm saying?
How uncomfortable he was. Like,
that sounded like the type of night I want to have in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So Ray J is like just really.
And look at the name he mentions.
Really like.
What do you mean by that?
Feeling like Ray J right now.
Bro, my shit running. Diddy took my ass.
I wasn't even going to get into that one until later. But yes, this viral clip is going around now from Ray J's Instagram. And he didn't know his girl was posting it. Oh wow, I didn't know he posted this picture too of him and Justin Bieber.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. He knows better than to be talking about the things that he does.
And see, that's the thing. 50 could have easily put this in the documentary, but he didn't. He could have easily put all of this footage in the documentary as well, but he didn't.
With Big Brother Puff on national television. Everything ain't for everybody.
Everything ain't for everybody.
When you get 16, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
See what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about narratives. 50 could have easily buried Diddy. That's what I said. He left out a lot. 50 left out a lot of things. A lot of different avenues he could have drove on down slowly and say, hey, look at that. he could have easily done the same. The Southside Queens niggas, I tell you, we different. Could have easily just drove on down the road, say, hey, look over here, look at this. Look at this. Oh shit, did you know that?
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't.
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man. When they come to one of my parties, I put them to sleep.
I'm going to take your souls.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it.
I didn't know he said that. I take souls.
That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
Happy birthday.
W Post. Whoever put that together, that little video right there, bravo. As you can see, top 10 shows in the U.S. What is this video? Okay, I can't play that. That's from the movie, of course. Then he posted this today. 50 Cent vows to buy out rap star studded podcasts. Pretty much he said that he's going to pretty much buy the building that they do the podcast in, and he's going to own 50% of the podcast. This is funny right here. The fuck around and find out chart. Like this one I feel like taking. This is, see, you fuck around, you will find out. You will find out. That is the ammo right there. Diddy's on. I mean that 50's on. But let me play this joint from Chick Smooth real quick, because there's more that they actually said. There was more that they actually had, that Jim Jones and them had actually said here. Give me 1 second. Let me find this here.
YouTube.
Shout out to the homie Chick Smooth, by the way.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chick.
Listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys. 50 Cent is not here for any negative commentary on his Diddy doc. Over the past week, you guys have seen 50 constantly attack anybody that's been criticizing it. He's gone at Dame Dash. He recently just got into it with Marlon Wayans. And now 50 is going at Jim Jones, Fab, Mano, and also Dave East for trying to diss him and throw shade at him for making the Diddy doc. Now, every single day for the last couple of days, 50 Cent wakes up, he goes on Instagram and tells everybody, yo, my Netflix Diddy doc is #1 in so many countries. If you're upset about it, well, that's your right. The man is proud of doing this doc, and he does not want anybody to tear it down. Now, on your most recent podcast episode of Let's Rap About It, the guys found a very clever way to talk about it without really bringing up 50's name. And after these guys all talked about it, they all agreed that making a doc about somebody is wrong. Here's what they said.
Is it acceptable for someone to create a documentary about you without your approval? How would you feel if it happened to you?
It's like... Definitely not acceptable. It's facetious and petty. Right. It's like somebody putting out your sex tape.
Yeah, if you want to make, yeah, exactly.
It's like
without your permission, and you're not an actual porno star. And they doing
the lighting wasn't good or nothing.
Yeah, they're trying to make you just look bad.
Like, what?
Oh, they caught me on a bad day.
Right. I wasn't even on my shit. This thing called a weak one. Damn. You see that the lighting is dark? Damn. You see that the fucking lighting is dark? Got me looking small out here.
You still put this on the internet?
Word up.
But I would feel.
I ain't gonna front. I think if they saluting you.
First of all, they want somebody doing a documentary about you. You wanted to be a dope documentary.
It gotta be dope.
Showing who you are, what you've done,
Put out no bullshit
everything
on
you've
me.
accomplished. Like, a documentary is a big thing. Like, you don't want nobody doing a documentary about some like trying to just make your whole character look weak. Like, that's petty behavior.
And I want to know the company that did it so we can talk, you know what I mean? Because if it's on me, I need, you know what I mean?
I don't understand why that's like legal to do though. I don't think like without anybody like if you're doing a documentary, if I'm doing a documentary on you, why wouldn't you want the person involved to interact?
Not really a documentary is more like a mockumentary.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It seemed like when you don't use the person, it's more like you're against them anyway.
Right.
So
When you
that's
doing
why I
shit
don't
like
think it should
that,
be.
how can it even be called a documentary?
You can do something with it.
Like, why is it called a documentary when it's not?
It's still a doc. You know, it's not an autobiography, but it's a documentary because once you become a public person.
Bro, none of them Pablo Escobar documentaries I watched, none of them people knew him. They all
There you go.
people, they
That's what I'm
just,
saying.
You get what I mean? Like, you can
So once you become, if you're a
that
public person,
figure,
you're in the
they can just
news,
do it.
you can be Google.
So do you think that it's wrong or not?
I think it's wrong. I'm not with it either. I think that.
I'm not with it.
Do we
I
all
think you
agree that
should-
it's wrong? Thumbs down for that
I don't
shit?
want nobody putting out my sex tape.
You're right.
I mean, if they slandering you or they violating, I think it's
I don't
wrong.
want
you
to
know
talk
what I mean?
about sex tapes with this nigga. This nigga
if they saluting you, it come with who you became.
Saluting you is different.
You know what I mean, yeah.
Would you rather raise a bully or your child to be?
Now, maybe I'm tripping, but I didn't think these guys said anything wrong. I didn't think these guys said anything disrespectful to his 50. I didn't think they said anything out of pocket. And I certainly did not think they said anything to warrant this response from 50. 50 Cent went on Instagram to call Jim Jones, Fabulous, Mano, and Dave East squatters. He posted the definition of squatters, which is an individual who occupies a property without legal title, permission, or a lease. Then he goes on to say in the caption, "These guys are squatters. They owe $250K for the space they're filming their podcast in. These bums are trying to win Best Dress Award and can't pay their bills." Then he goes on to post a picture of the four of them to let everybody know exactly who he's talking about. He also posted this article of Jim Jones losing his home due to foreclosure. Then he goes on to post these two pictures trying to make Jim Jones look like a groupie. The first one is a picture you guys can see right there. Jay-Z, Diddy, and also Fat Joe, I believe. Then this one is him at one of Tank's boxing matches. This man sees everything and he's letting nobody slide with any disrespect. Now, here's my thing though. This is a win for Jim Jones's podcast. 50 Cent just promoted your podcast to his audience of 37 million followers. That is promotion that you can't pay for. And even better, now you get to go on your podcast next episode and respond back to him, which is going to be highly anticipated by everybody. I guess 50 Cent got tired of waiting on Tony Yayo to go at it with Jim Jones. So he said, yo, fuck it. Let me take matters into my own hands. Obviously, him and Jim Jones don't fuck with each other, but I thought him and Fab was at least somewhat cool.
Wait. You know, Elliot out here.
Wait, look at Don scratch his hand. He said, wait, no, they can't see me. I see it. He said, no, they can't see me. Oh, it's Fab, look at fellas. They can't see me. They can't see you. They can't see Boogie.
But apparently, according to 50, everybody gets it, no matter if you're innocent or not. You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys think their commentary about docs deserve this response from 50 Cent? Is 50 just overreacting, or is he right to respond to every single criticism? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
Sneaker Mama, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, I did hear about Torre's commentary on it. And Torre, the only thing he said was he was talking about the Quad Studios thing. I talked about the Quad Studios thing already. And the Quad Studios thing that I guess people weren't privy to was, so what happened with Quad Studios, of course, right? Just not to get too far off topic. The Quad Studios thing was Jimmy Henchman and Diddy sitting down prior to Puff being prior to Tupac being shot. So that was all that was. Okay, without getting too far, like I said, off topic of this, Jimmy Henchman is the one that set up. Jimmy Henchman and Diddy together set up that whole thing. Damn it, I done lost where I just was with trying to send this out because Ray J has now taken down. I was going to get into that next. Ray J has taken down what he said. Damn, I've got sent so much shit. I'm trying to go back to this one particular video. And now that I've sent it, I tried to even send it to myself just now. Yeah, he's taking it down. Because there is a video that Ray J had on his Instagram that he's taken down now about the Little Rod situation where he was pretty much just driving his RV or whatever, and he was making jokes about the Little Rod situation. Looks like he's even taken down the post about, Diddy taking his ass or whatever from his girlfriend. Yeah, he's taking it down. He has definitely taken it down. So give me a minute here. I'm trying to actually get, I guess I got sent so much shit. I'm trying to find y'all this video here and show it to y'all. I might have to show it to y'all on the actual camera and just, It's kind of wild to me how hold on, they gave me the ability to download it. Why I can't download it again? Okay, let me do this then.
Heard me say what I said, and that's kind of what cranked this whole thing up. But then fast forward to the documentary. Niggas is saying that they was getting their ass taken, bro. Multiple times. Nigga owe you some money? I mean, yo, what the fuck is going on in this world, bro?
Okay, let me send this to myself real quick, and let me see if I could do that. Let me see if I could send it to myself on my Instagram, and see if I could pull it up that way. It's kind of weird how he took it down, though. Okay, I got it. I had to go find it and then send it to myself. Because he done took this shit down.
This whole thing up, but then fast forward to the documentary. Niggas is saying that they was getting their ass taken, bro. Multiple times. Kept partying. Nigga owe you some money? I mean, yo, what the fuck is going on in this world, bro? Nigga said I woke up with females in the bed. Then I woke up and Diddy was in the bed. What was Diddy doing in the bed, bro? Ooh. took a shit, and my shit coming out way more runnier. I'm feeling sore around the rear end area.
Okay, I got you.
I know what happened. I've been taken, and now I'm still here partying, acting like nothing ever happened. Because there's a lot of people out here taking from people. Not only like people are getting robbed of not only their money and their spirituality, they're getting robbed of their womanhood and manhood. Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain. Do you chuckle? Do you laugh? Do you help? Do you criticize? Now, as a journalist,
I don't give a fuck. I'm laughing. Okay. But yeah, it looks like he completely took. Oh no, actually no. Here it is. There it is. I'm wrong. I thought he had taken it down. I had to go find it. That's how long ago the video was. Let me see if I can find the. So he's been putting up these other videos too, but he's doing a show to where he's supposed to be homeless or whatever. But I don't necessarily think it's an actual show. This appears to be a little bit more than an actual show, in my opinion. This looks like it's more than a show, with his girlfriend saying that they're outside. He's homeless and he's just trying to hitchhike across the nation and whatnot. It seems really crazy. I'll be honest with you. It just seems really crazy. But I thought it was pretty funny that he decided to put, I'm just asking questions. To even say it like that, ask in question, was pretty damn funny. That was pretty damn clever in my opinion. That was pretty damn clever and funny. But yeah. All right, so where else we at? I don't want to get too, like I said, I didn't want to get too far off. My mind got read off real quick. I think he had made a video here. I'm trying to find the video where he apologized to Rod, saying he didn't mean to, incorporate him and all this other shit. And I'm trying to figure out where that video is here, but I don't necessarily see it. Anyway, Vlad TV has posted a video, Vlad TV has came out and said that Diddy will hate him for life after his next. Yeah. So Vlad TV has posted now. Let me see if I can find a clearer version of it. I guess there's no Instagram post of it. Yeah. Diddy is going to hate me for the rest of his life after I drop this next interview. Remember this tweet. This was December 15th. The only thing I could think of is either he's talked to the gentleman that's doing the lawsuit on Cassie as well, or he has found Farnsworth Bentley. I am hoping he found Farnsworth Bentley. If anything, I am hoping that he found Farnsworth Bentley. Because nobody has spoken to Farnsworth Bentley recently. And I mean nobody. So if it's anybody that I want to hear from that I haven't heard, that isn't looking to slander a Cassie, a 50 Cent, or even a Diddy necessarily, but just tell the truth on what happened back then, it is a Farnsworth Bentley. The only other person I could remotely think of, and I forgot to look up this as well. Let me see if I can find it. Come on. Let me see, because supposedly it's out.
Hey, yo, we about to go downstairs and get Q. Everybody come on.
Before I forget, Don Richard is not a liar.
So, there is the viral video going around now of what happened to, we played this here on the pod before as well, when Q from Day 26 was talking about what happened to him in the Hamptons with Diddy. And Don had actually, Don Richard, I should say, had made it public that something had happened to Q from Day 26 in the Hamptons. She didn't say exactly what, but Q from Day 26 himself came out in an interview where he broke down crying. I play, like I said, here in the pod. He was breaking down crying because it was the first time he had even talked about it, saying that Diddy had raped him in the Hamptons.
Don's not a liar. I was in LA for a lot of stuff that happened, and I was also in New York and the Hamptons. With Dawn and Day 26. It's a lot of shit. You know the trip where, like, after that Q lost his mind and he was never really the same. I was in the Hamptons. Actually forget how much shit that I was really around for. So yeah, Don Richard is not a liar, has never been a motherfucking liar. If you guys knew, okay, working for someone that weaponizes food and punishes people and not allowing them to eat or sleep and berating them and all of that, like, yeah. Also, before I forget.
And this is the video.
Hey, yo, we about to go downstairs and get Q. Everybody come on.
How you feeling, Q?
Hey, yo, we about to go downstairs and get Q. Everybody come on.
Now, let me see.
I'm being tagged now in the neighborhood talk, posting stuff about what I said in support of Don Richard. Whatever happened with Q of Day 26 in the Hamptons. And to his recollection, Q does not remember me being there. I don't talk to Don. The feds can pull records of phone, anything, email. Me and Don don't talk. What I said was from my memory. And I told the feds about the Hamptons, Q. I told them that you guys were high out of your minds. And that I don't think you guys knew what the fuck was going on. And I told them about everybody getting in the pool afterwards. Yeah, so if the feds got those details and I talked to you and I didn't talk to Don, then how do I know? So let me be very, very clear, Q. I look at you as a victim. I look at you as a victim. When I said I was in the Hamptons, I'm being tagged now in the neighborhood talk. With Q, when he lost his mind, I remember. And I'm really sorry for what happened to you. And I feel like whenever you're ready to come out and say exactly what happened, hold Puff accountable. But to call me a liar, I have pictures from the Hamptons, and the feds have everything on record. I live in fight or flight. It's Puff forever on my side. With Q, when he lost his mind, I remember.
Now, for those that don't remember that interview,
if you look at what's happening now, as we're sitting here and having this interview.
Now, for some reason, I don't know why I could do it with this one. I guess because I already had it. But let me just move it up a little bit.
For a good reason.
Well, I did an interview with Roger Bonds, who was in security. Was he around you guys?
We're up about right here.
Thoughts I experienced.
Right here.
Then I want you guys to know facts and the truth.
Right here. This is Q from day 26 during the interview and the viral footage of him crying and WAP.
On details right now, but it just threw me off guard, you know what I mean? To make me be like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand you crying now and of the trauma that you've seen, but what about me, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, what about the trauma you put me through when I read that email?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's just not like Sean that's guilty. They're all fucking guilty, man. Like, and I don't just put the blame on Sean. I blame everybody that's in his circle. They're all minions and they want to be like him. And if they can't be like him, they try to come against him. If they don't got the money or they can't get it as quick as him or whatever he's doing to get it, you know, then all of a sudden it's like, let's turn against him now, you know what I mean? Because I guess whatever, I don't know.
Well, you said that you've seen the drugged out Diddy.
Yeah.
What would happen during those times?
Well, I mean, I'll keep it very short. Things felt very sacrificial. Shit.
Okay, explain.
I can't. I don't want to sound like I'm a conspiracy person too. You know what I mean? Because I'm not. But when you're under a power, man, it's just I can't go into details now, but sir, like, I'll tell you, it felt like some sacrificial stuff was going on, man. Like, it felt very scary and weird to where I ran to get help. I ran to my doctor. I spoke up with my family. I spoke up to people around me because I was like, if this is true, and I'm caught missing or dead or something, I want you guys to know facts and the truth of what I'm going through and experiencing.
Did you have this conversation with the rest of the group?
Yeah, they know.
So when you guys heard this,
we was in tears. Like,
oh,
yeah,
wow,
in tears, real. I love my brother. What's going on? Tears, real, hurt, pain. Like that.
I got to get an injection in my arm every month for mental health now for the rest of my life.
What's the?
They diagnosed me as schizophrenic and bipolar. The same thing, kind of like what Fred said he was going through. But it's just, I didn't experience suicide thoughts. I experienced other thoughts of being harmed and stuff.
Yeah, I have people in my family who are both schizophrenic and other people that have been bipolar.
Yeah, it's real scary when you got to keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
You start doing things. I was like walking around Rochester, bruh. Like, it's like I really like lost myself for like years. And I don't cry about this no more because I'm stronger. But it's like I was going crazy, bro, trying to figure out like what's going on. And the things that I was feeling are coming to light now, and I'd be like, whoa, that had to be God, you know, intervening and removing me from that situation because it could have got really, really bad. So.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry to go through that.
It's okay.
Yeah. But at least they found something that actually helps you out to stabilize you. 'Cause I think a lot of people, they self-medicate, whether it's with pills or you know, whatever else. Yeah, man, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Not good, bro.
I'll give you guys a minute.
And I guess like if this would never came out, I still would have been secret about it. I wouldn't just like snitch.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not no snitch. Like I was gonna just deal with it. And I don't know why somebody that evil would.
You broke my glasses.
I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would do that to a talented, passionate people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we talented, passionate people. I don't understand. No, it's okay, bro. I don't understand why someone would sit down and think about hurting someone. I don't know. Or laugh about it after they do it, you know. Like, I don't get it. That's why I said none of them are innocent. I'm not here to expose anybody, but none of them are innocent, man. Like, none of them are innocent. Y'all all coming after this man for millions of dollars when y'all were a part of it as well. Y'all were down too. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair to him. It's not fair. Fair to me.
It's not fair to people that with actual story that actually been affected by that. Because then it make everybody seem like they just try out to get something or, you know, whatever, opposed to it being real people that went through real stuff, you know?
Did you ever confront Diddy about this?
I kept trying to get in contact with him because all I wanted was an apology. All I kept saying, like, could you apologize? Like, could you just apologize for what I can't talk about right now? But I just wanted to apologize because something was wrong with me, man. Something was wrong. And like when your last Vlad interview, you could look at me and tell like something was wrong. Like I wasn't the enthused person. I wasn't cute. I looked like stressed. I looked like I was in a dark place. So like you could tell like something was wrong, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean to go there. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's
I'm
all
so
good.
sorry.
This is real. And
we gotta take a break.
yeah, let's take a break.
Oh man. Shit. Yeah.
Cute. Ever second? That shit fucked up.
Okay. And I just broke my glasses, so I can't even cover my face. I can't even cover my eyes. I just broke myself, dog. I can't even cover my eyes now. Yeah, god damn.
Damn, I'm chasing the car.
Run me one.
Imagine being that so in the moment, angry, remembering what happened to with your experiences with Diddy, that you just snap your own shades in your hand.
More tissue, bro. Yeah, man. Oof.
He broke his glasses in his hand thinking about that.
That's just fucked up. What? Yeah. That's you? That's your homie? Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just Q that it affected. It affected the entire group. Whatever happened to him in the Hamptons, it's something that I'm thinking all of them went through with him.
What you on, Vlad? What you on, man?
Yeah.
Hey.
I wasn't expecting. This has never happened on camera before, has it?
Nah. We was chilling, man. We thought yeah. But I mean, it always feel the same way because we do know, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
So whenever you want to express yourself,
yeah, no, that's all good. Take as much time as you want, man.
Yeah, man.
Kind of just not cool.
I kind of always wondered why he was the only one that stayed behind and didn't necessarily go to console the rest of them. I kind of always wondered that. 'Cause I know, I forgot his name, but he was one of the more stronger vocalists of the crew as well. Well, we won't get into that. But like I said, just to, again, bring to light on what had actually happened with Q from day 26, and like I said, now the viral footage has been going around of the bits and pieces of what happened to him in the Hamptons when he was there. Like I said, from what you just heard, of course, this particular footage now, like I said, has a different turn to it when you look at it.
Hey, yo, we about to go downstairs and get Q. Everybody come on.
Now, I'm going to run it back again. So you
Also,
can hear
before I
the Dawn
forget.
whisper. Actually, I think I should refresh it. You refresh it one more time.
Hey, yo, we about to go downstairs and get Q. Everybody come on.
How you feeling, Q?
If you notice, Diddy even puts his arm around a certain area of Q. To play it back one more time, but like I said, you'll notice Diddy puts his arm around a certain area of Q, his lower area, as he lays down next to him. Now, of course, doesn't say that something happened right then and there. What has happened has already happened to Q in this particular footage here. It's already happened. Again, you saw Diddy's hand go over a certain lower area, and then you heard Q say out his own mouth, "I'm so high right now." You can tell he was definitely on an ecstasy pill. That's not just you passed out drunk in a pool of sweat. You passed out high off ecstasy, the way he looks. You can even see in his dilated pupils how Q was looking.
How you feeling, Q?
Q pretty much didn't know where the fuck he was anymore. Didn't know where he was at all anymore. Now, again, shouts out to Day 26 in general, of course. Shouts to all the victims of him. And like Vlad TV has now said, he has an interview that, you know, he will hate him for life. Now, before I get off of the topic of Diddy, there's another Vlad TV interview that went viral that I don't know if a lot of people are, you know, aware of, per se. But I figured since we're on the subject of things, a violation, right? There's a certain Vlad TV interview from Aaron Carter. Rest in peace to Aaron Carter. If you guys remember, Aaron Carter was, I think, you know, murdered because of him coming out telling the truth in his recent videos before his passing. People tried to blame it on drugs and he committed suicide and overdose and all this other bullshit. No. Aaron Carter was murdered because he started telling the truth about things that happened in his childhood, in his celebrity childhood. As you remember, Aaron Carter did the video with, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he even talked about how Tommy Sheen. What was his name now? Tommy. What's this guy name now? I don't know why I can't think of his name now. Some Sheen. Why? Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. Excuse me. When he said Charlie Sheen had raped him, remember? Let me see. Charlie Sheen, Aaron Carter. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Corey Haim, not Charlie, Aaron Carter. Corey Haim, Nick Carter and Corey Haim. The video of Nick Carter and Corey Haim. Aaron Carter was around the same age as those young kids when these things were happening in Hollywood, and Aaron Carter actually had a run-in with Michael Jackson. If you guys don't remember. Now, Aaron was in this particular interview with Vlad, decided to come out and say the same thing that, was very similar to Macaulay Culkin's situation, right? Which was, he was trying to tell everybody, hey, Michael didn't do anything to me. And all of this stuff was made up. This is the video that everyone's saying that pretty much cost Aaron Carter his life.
Yeah, I remember Tom Mestro said that, once he got to know Michael and he was working on his case, Michael said that his biggest regret was settling that first lawsuit.
Michael Jackson told me in no uncertain terms that settling that case in 1994 was the biggest mistake he'd ever made. He should never have settled it. He should have fought it through a trial. He would have won. It was an absurd case. But he was advised, he told me, by lawyers, by business advisors, to settle it and get rid of it.
Remember that one boy?
Now listen to this. I have to tell you this.
Okay.
So after I left the party, and the next day I smoked weed with Michael, and then I get in the limousine and I leave. I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean, tell them what happened? And I sit down with them, and they all ask these super sexually exploiting, questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them, and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm going to do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, and I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you can think of. We rode 4-wheelers for 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker in the mountains at nighttime after his birthday party. Him and I hung out and talked pretty much all night. Got a couple hours of sleep. I wake up, he's not even in the room. He pulled out a cot for me in his room because I asked him, I want to hang out with you. I want to be around. It was Michael.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with him. I wanted to hang out with Michael. He pulled out a little cot or something. I laid on the cot. I wake up in the morning. His bed's made. There's a cleaning lady that wakes me up. I keep asking, where's Michael? I go over. He's got this huge statue figurine that Michael Jordan sent him for his birthday because he collected that stuff. Went and smoked some weed with him, get in the car. And then all this shit happened when I got back to LA. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, and I looked at my mom. I go, are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab?
Now, it's kind of crazy that he would admit that part. That he smoked weed with Michael Jackson at a young age.
I was like, nothing. And I looked at him right now. I said, nothing happened. I said, Michael was flirting with girls right in front of me. Actually.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious because he was very charming.
I bet. It's Michael Jackson.
he made girls just light up, blush. And and like, I saw him looking at girls' booty. I said, I saw you looking at her booty. He was like, I was like, and so I hear these stories of like Wade Robson, and then I'm like thinking to myself, wait, hold up. I know Wade Robson. Wade Robson pretended to be the voice on my album, Aaron's Party.
Now, better context, of course, to this. Aaron of Carter was 15 years old when he was smoking.
Of like pretending to be my brother or some shit. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Wade leaving Neverland? What is this? Like, what do you mean leaving Neverland? Like, I left Neverland. Everything was cool, homie. Like, what's your problem? Did you dream this up? Did your parents tell you to do this?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to sue for like $100 million, and ultimately it was dropped. They got nothing out of it, as they should.
Nothing. That dude didn't do shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew Michael better than all of them.
Yeah, I believe
even,
it. Everything
even
that I've
Macaulay,
seen,
if it was Macaulay right now.
I'm not buying it.
Even if it was Macaulay Culkin sitting right here, he would tell you the same thing I did with the same assertiveness.
Yeah, no, I remember, when I spoke to Tom about this, we actually pulled up some of the files of when they raided Neverland, and there was like a list of all the things that they, was part of evidence, and they actually found his porn collection, right? And I'm looking through the porn, and it's got the titles of everything, and I'm like, and I remember at one point I went through the paperwork from the sheriff's office of all the stuff that they found in Neverland Ranch, and it was actually a large pornography collection of like straight porn, like, kind of stuff I would watch. And at that point I said, okay, that's all nonsense. Michael Jackson seemed like he was a straight man.
Well, when they raided Neverland, and again, it was 70 plus sheriffs raided Neverland, they found hordes of Playboy, Penthouse, and what I call girly magazines.
Right.
And they didn't know how to explain this because they knew this could help the defense in explaining he's not a pedophile. He's not someone who's enraptured with young males. He's a heterosexual male who likes to look at beautiful women who are naked.
Well, this type of stuff I watch. Like this is not gay at all. Like, you wouldn't have a porn collection that big as a gay man of all straight porn. Like, that makes no sense.
And the guy couldn't really have relationships too. Remember I was telling you how hard it is?
Oh yeah.
But what we do, like, to find like a normal relationship, it's hard as hell.
You got to date people of the same caliber as you that have as much to lose.
And
when you're Michael Jackson, there's no one
he
at
did
the
Lisa
caliber
Marie
of you.
Presley,
Yeah.
but he couldn't even do that. And then he had to find a surrogate.
Yeah.
That's sad, man. This life can be sad if you let it.
Yeah.
It could be really lonely and really sad if you let it. Also, he had the kids, and yes, that changes you, but I don't think it fully changed him, I don't think it really, because it was hard for him to, I think, not to have had the actual emotional connection to make that child. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
nothing against people who get surrogates, because that's such a blessing.
Well, I mean, he got a surrogate, but I don't think those children are biologically his. I don't think that was his sperm that was used in that surrogate. Those children do not look like him in the least.
No
in the
offense.
least
I
bit.
know Paris and all that, but I kind of agree.
I mean, it just is what it is.
My buddy B. Howard looks more like his son than anyone else.
Well, if you just look at all of his siblings,
do you know
and
who B.
all
Howard
the
is?
children. No, I don't.
B. Howard, look him up.
B. Howard?
Yeah. Look up B. Howard, Michael Jackson, and tell me that's not Michael's real son.
Oh, yeah, that was like Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Right.
He's a singer, too.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Michael
Listen
Jackson.
to him sing a Michael Jackson song.
So you're saying that's his real son?
That's my friend. That's his real son.
Okay.
And the world doesn't even really know it.
Okay.
Listen to him sing.
This is you saying it, not me. I'm not.
I'm saying it right now.
This is the first time hearing about this. Well, yeah. I mean, I just want to say, and listen, at the end of the day, kids are kids. Like, it doesn't matter biologically, not biologically. Clearly he raised them. They're great kids. He had an emotional connection to them. But the reality is that none of those kids look like him. And when you look at his, Michael's siblings, who many of which had mixed kids,
I agree.
They look like the fathers and the mothers. Like,
okay, so again, main reason I wanted to share this was because this was the interview that people are saying that got Aaron Carter killed in the first place, because he was one of the only people to come out and come clean. Michael didn't do anything. He never tried to sexually assault any of the kids. He never tried to sexually assault him. Anything like that. Aaron Carter was saying a lot of those kids made up a lot of those things to even get money out of him. It wasn't that he was trying to, and he wasn't going along with the plan that his mother had. All right, so next thing real quick is the Epstein files are to be released Friday. I know it's getting late for a lot of you guys, so I'm going to be brief on these next two. The Epstein files are set to be released Friday. Now, with that might come an earthquake of things. It could be a deflection, of course, and a distraction from what is really about to happen within the next couple of weeks, as well as this could also shake up things. Remember, I keep telling you guys that Project Bluebeam is around the corner. So there's a number of things that could happen from this. But one thing that is very evident that has already happened is the death of Rob Reiner. Now, the weird thing about the Rob Reiner situation, and let me just go on over here too. Let me pull this. Let me go back to this here real quick while I get this. Because there are some weird instances with the Rob Reiner situation. Give me 1 second. Did I already get it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Some weird things that happened with the Rob Reiner situation. Now, Rob Reiner, very famous movie director, okay? Rob and Michelle Reiner were found dead recently in their homes by way of, they said it was murder by knife. Now, like I said, when I first heard this news, the first thing I thought of was, okay, what did Rob Reiner say? Or what did Rob Reiner, should I say, do that he ends up dead in his home with his wife? Very similar to how the Black Godfather had died, Clarence Avant. I said, what would happen? What had to happen that would lead up to this? That someone like Rob Reiner would just suddenly end up dead by way of knife. I think their throats were cut or something like that. But then lo and behold, I said, okay, let me just Google a couple of names here, right? I Googled I did, first thing I did was Diddy, of course. I don't know why, just lately something just says, yeah, just Google Diddy. Google Israel. There's another thing that came to mind. I was like, what are the odds that he said something about Israel? And I said, what if he said something about Trump? I said, oh, bingo. Bingo. Bingo.
You have a complete and utter lying buffoon. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. He's a fraud. He lies. He cheats people. Everything that comes out of his mouth virtually is a lie. And he's a con man. And if you look at what he's done with his career and how he's tricked people into things, it's abhorrent. I never liked George W. Bush, his policies, but I didn't hate the guy. I hate this man. I've never hated a politician. I can't not hate somebody who bilks innocent people out of money, life savings. And we've seen it. With that Trump University, he took people's money, $35,000, wiped these people out, and is being sued for it. He steals money from charities. I'm not making this stuff up.
That's Rob Reiner, I think about a week ago, doing a rant on Donald Trump. Now, not even a week ago, excuse me. Yeah, actually, yeah. Just a few days ago. Not even a week ago. I think this was posted either the very night before or like 2 days before Rob Reiner ended up dead. This video was made at least maybe 48 hours before Rob Reiner and his wife were dead. This Trump rant of him saying how much he hated Trump. Again, I say, Rob Reiner made a video less than 2 days before he ended up dead with his wife, making a rant about how much he hated Donald Trump. Coincidence? That he ends up dead almost a day later after he makes the rant about Trump? And then, of course, they have their scapegoat ready. Oh, the son did it. I don't think anybody with 2 eyes and 2 fucking ears believes that his son did that. I didn't even look at the videos of, oh, look at the son's body language in this interview. I don't give a fuck about that. You know why I don't care about that? Because there's videos that CNN posted
Nick Reiner,
of Trump,
son of Hollywood icon Rob Reiner, has been
and his
taken
death.
into custody after both of his parents were found dead in their home last night. CNN's Josh Campbell is in Los Angeles. Josh, I know you've been talking to sources. What are you learning about this arrest?
Yeah, Dana, a significant development in this incident. As you mentioned there, we're told that the son of Robin Michelle Reiner is now in police custody. That according to jail records. Now, he's being held on $4 million bail on a type of felony charge. However, the records do not indicate what that specific charge is, whether that's specifically in connection with this case. We're waiting to actually, confirm that information. I did hear from a law enforcement source last night after we began reporting on these tragic deaths that police were conducting an interview with a family member at that time. Authorities calling this an apparent homicide, which was important because obviously in these types of death cases, authorities will try to assess whether a death was a suicide, whether it was an accident. LAPD saying last night they believed it was an apparent homicide. Now we're still waiting for additional details about what comes next in this case, whether the son is actually cooperating and talking with police. But again, a significant development. Their son now is in jail, Dana.
It could not get any more tragic. Josh, thank you so much for that reporting. I want to now bring in retired FBI Special Supervisory Agent Steve Moore. Steve, thanks for being here. What's your read on this situation?
Well, I think based on what I've heard, that family members are talking, nobody seems to be in the family seems to be wildly shocked about this. So I think we're going to find out more and more. There were indicators that there were problems in the relationship, problems with him, and I think LAPD is taking it very carefully. They're not treating it like a slam dunk. I see that they're getting a warrant, or they got a warrant to search the home of the victims. And so that, you don't always do that. So they are taking it extremely carefully.
As they should. I mean, this is beyond, sensitive, not to mention horrific. I was just told, as you were talking, that the LAPD chief just confirmed that Nick Reiner, the son of Rob and Michelle Reiner, was booked on murder charges.
Yeah, that's an important development because we know the chief was just speaking on a separate press conference underway in a domestic terrorism case. But that's the connection that we were awaiting there, whether authorities would actually say this was a murder of that type of charge. Obviously, a significant development. It tells you the direction that this investigation is going.
All right, thanks to you both. Really appreciate you giving us the latest on this just horrific investigation. Speaking of horrific, I want to read how the President of the United States responded publicly to this news. Here's what he posted. Quote, "A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace." My panel is here now. The days of us expecting this president to be a consoler-in-chief, a uniter-in-chief, even anything close to that, those are long gone. That ship has long sailed. So the bar is low, like really low. And this is a statement that came in so far below that bar, it's hard to even put words to it.
It's beyond the pale. Any 5-year-old can see that statement and know that's not an appropriate thing to say. You don't have something nice to say, you don't say it as like a rule that children are taught. But what it also shows me, and this isn't new information about Donald Trump, he can't resist. He is so addicted to media culture and the Hollywood thing and being a part of that story and playing in that space, that's irresistible to him. So his avenue of pursuit to swim in the stream of something that's already going to get a lot of attention. By the way, he's the president of the United States. He could get attention for anything he wants. And yet he knows this is a stream he could swim in that will cause attention on him in a way that he thinks scores him some sort of political point with his fans. But it's just gross. I mean, it's just horrible to see that the leader of the free world wants to debase his position enough to just attack these two people who are just, potentially murdered by their son.
I didn't know I was muted. Again, it's very obvious what has happened, okay? I'm going to read again, in case you didn't hear. I'm going to read that post that they're talking about from Donald Trump and why it was so disgusting. And I quote, "A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS, the president began. Are you fucking kidding me? That's your response to someone passing? But again, I've showed you guys numerous fucking times over and over and over again. This is our last president. I don't know what else I have to say to get it through to you guys. This is our last president. We have nothing but a dictator after this. He is the new dictator of what is and what will happen in the coming future. We're not going to have another fucking election. That was it. Our votes didn't matter then. They won't fucking matter in the future. This was pre-selected. This man is doing whatever the fuck he wants because he can. Because of the bloodline that he is in. Donald Trump can do whatever the fuck he wants to and say whatever the fuck he wants to because of the bloodline he's in. You are looking and witnessing your new dictator for the world. Someone was just killed after speaking out against Donald Trump. Is that not coming clear to people? A known person, a known celebrity, if you will, and director and beloved person was killed because they had an opinion of Donald Trump.
And look, Rob Reiner was very, very open about his politics, a huge advocate for causes, for progressive causes. No question about that. And yet, when Charlie Kirk was murdered, he went on Piers Morgan, and I want you to hear what Rob Reiner said about the murder of Charlie Kirk.
I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, at the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was beautiful and absolutely, when she forgave his assassin, and I think that is admirable.
You know how we are reminded of that comment that Rob Reiner made? Because Charlie Kirk's executive producer posted it after he learned that Rob Reiner and his wife were dead. And I just want to add that the president posted what I read on his own social media platforms, Truth Social. As far as I could tell, and our team looked into it, most of the comments were not supportive of the president. The comments were, many of the comments, I should say, not most, many of the comments were saying, Mr. President, enough. That tells you something.
Yeah, but also should tell you something that the rapid response team and the White House reposted that seconds after President Trump did. I mean, it's not something that they're shying away from. And when you talk to Republicans, and of course, now we've heard at least 2 Republicans come out and slam his remarks, but those were 2 Republicans who were already.
I mean, you see the headline clear as day. Trump mocks Rob Reiner after he and his wife brutally murdered. You see what the headline says right there, plain and day, yet they have to tiptoe and piddlefoot around the actual truth of that.
slamming most of what he was doing these days.
Tom Massey and
Marjorie Taylor Greene. So what usually happens in a situation like this is that everyone will ignore it, and Republicans will ignore it, and they'll say, oh, it's just Trump being Trump. And you'll go and Manu will chase them down on the Hill and say, how can you explain away this horrible thing that he said about a man who was just murdered hours ago? And they'll say, Trump has a lot of opinions about things, and then it'll all get swept under the rug.
And I just want to say, Manu, just come in on this, but, there's so many things that we can comment on or report on or talk about that sometimes we do say, okay, that doesn't rise to the level. Because this is so repugnant in its content, and because Rob Reiner is such a high-profile figure, and because he's president of the United States, and he wasn't answering a question. This is unsolicited. He just decided to post this. We thought it was extremely newsworthy.
Yeah, and there's no defense for it. So it'll be interesting to see if any Republicans can defend it. I've been still searching through social media. I have not seen anyone say really much anything other than the criticism we heard from some prominent Trump critics, now Marjorie Taylor Greene being one of them. But I can expect a lot of them will say, oh, I haven't seen it, and I haven't read the post, and hope the news cycle moves on like so many other things. And there's so many things about that post. This is the inability to separate politics from a horrific potential murder here, involving someone who really meant so much to so many people, regardless of his political views. Trump is just cannot rise above the political moment. It just brings, it's really, in an era where we're not supposed to be shocked, it's shocking.
Which he himself has admitted, by the way, the Erica Kirk moment that Rob Reiner refers to in that video, Donald Trump himself said, I couldn't do that.
Right.
I mean, he immediately acknowledged at that time that her grace that she was providing for all of us, quite frankly, in that moment, that he was like, he had already acknowledged he's incapable.
And I do want to note just one thing quickly. Some of President Trump's, and I was surprised by this, some of President Trump's most rabid supporters, who are the trolls of social media, were out there from last night into this morning saying we didn't agree with anything that Reiner stood for politically, but this is a horrible thing. And then you still had this response from the president.
And then you still had this response from the president. You heard it. But what's even worse, he defended his reaction to it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite that I was.
Now, I found that very interesting. He was a deranged person as far as Trump was concerned. And then when I freeze frame it here, I can literally see the fucking reptilian in this character right here. Feel free to keep it on this, make it the most replayed part, whatever the fuck. You can literally see the shapeshifter and reptilian that is inside this motherfucker right here in this freeze frame. And for him to literally be saying right now, right, talking in third person, as if, oh, I know how Trump felt. What do you mean you know how Trump felt? As if you're not Donald Trump right here. You see what I'm getting at? You get what I'm getting at here? And I've been saying this to my friends recently. These motherfuckers in office do not care anymore. They really do not care anymore as far as hiding who they actually are. And within these coming months and years, you're going to see even more evidence of they don't necessarily care to hide things from you guys anymore. Reason why? Y'all don't give a fuck anyway. majority of the community and the society does not give a fuck about Donald Trump having something to do with killing a Rob Reiner. 90% of you are going to act as if this didn't even happen in maybe a day or two later. So that's why Trump can say whatever the fuck he wants in regards to this.
A friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people.
I'll play it again.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned.
I wasn't a fan of his at all. This is someone that just got brutally murdered inside of his home, and the first thing that comes out your fucking mouth is that you weren't a fan of him?
And he said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
I thought he was very bad for our country. You heard it. I thought he was bad for our country. That came from the fucking president's mouth. I thought Rob Reiner was bad for our country. The guy that just got brutally murdered inside of his home with his wife, he thought he was bad for our country. But some of y'all are going ahead to believe in the whole thing with the son killed him, right? Unfortunately. Y'all want to believe that the son killed him, right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, I say, this is your, I'm not even going to say your president. This is your dictator from now on. With him being able to just simply get away with things like this, this is your dictator. Whether you're ready to accept that part or not, it is the truth. Again, I'll say, whether you are ready to accept the fact or not, this is your new dictator. John F. Kennedy had something to say. John Kennedy, excuse me, had something to say in regards to it.
A wise man once said nothing. Why? Because he's a wise man. I think President Trump should have said nothing. I think when the president says these sorts of things, it detracts from his policy achievements and his agenda. And just speaking personally, when someone is murdered or assassinated, as happened to Mr. Kirk,
or assassinated,
we should show him and his family respect.
When someone is assassinated, like Charlie Kirk, we should show the family respect. Right? But in the case of Donald Trump, he don't have to give a fuck no more. Yeah, thank you, Manzai. He's just handing out hits. Anybody and everybody that got something to say about the Trump administration, be gone with you. is pretty much what's it. Now, another thing I found very interesting was this from Michelle Obama.
And we were supposed to be seeing them that night, last night, and we got the news. And let me just say this, unlike some people, Rob and Michelle Reiner are some of the most decent, courageous people you ever want to know.
Michelle Obama has revealed that she and husband Barack Obama were expected to meet Michelle and Rob Reiner the night the couple was found dead. During a December 15th appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the former First Lady shared that they had the plans after the comedian gave his condolences to her.
I feel like I should bring up, I know you and your husband were friends with Rob and Michelle Reiner, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
My God.
How long have you known the Reiners?
We've known them for many, many years, and we were supposed to be seeing them that night, last night, and we got the news.
The 61-year-old then took a swipe at Donald Trump for his Truth Social post about the pair's deaths, in which the president had claimed that Reiner suffered from, quote, Trump derangement syndrome, as he wrote in part, quote, "A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome."
Now, I want to bring this back again. Like, is that not him literally fucking admitting that he has something to do with it? That Rob Reiner, when you are blatantly saying in your own fucking post that Rob Reiner died because of his hate for you, and y'all want to sit here and believe that his son has something to do with it, and Donald Trump himself is telling you literally, oh, he died because of his hate for Trump. What the fuck are you talking about right now? Literally said in his own fucking post, he died because he had hate for Trump. Literally said it verbatim out his own fucking mouth. But there are people that's going to believe, oh, his son had something to do with it. No, his son is just a fucking scapegoat, like the rest of them are. Whenever the president or the government hits off somebody, they already got the fucking scapegoat ready. Whenever they take somebody out, the scapegoat is already planned ahead of time. But for Donald Trump out his own mouth to say he died because he had hate for Trump, if that don't tell y'all nothing, I don't know what else will.
Sometimes referred to as TDS.
Let me just say this, unlike some people, Rob and Michelle Reiner are some of the most decent, courageous people you ever want to know. They're not deranged or crazed. What they have always been are passionate people in a time when there's not a lot of courage going on. They were the kind of people who were ready to put their actions behind what they cared about. And they cared about their family, and they cared about this country, and they cared about fairness and equity. And that is the truth. I do know them.
During his monologue on Monday, Kimmel also blasted Trump for the social media post, saying in part, quote, "It's so hateful and vile."
Just when you think he can't go any lower, he somehow finds a way to do that. His description of what happened, of course, is not at all what happened. And this is exactly what I was spoken about before, this rush to pin the tail on the donkey in pursuit of the Trump-friendly narrative, not to mention blaming his death on the fact that he is an outspoken liberal, insulting someone who's just been murdered, who leaves children behind without having any idea of what actually happened. It's so hateful and vile. When I first saw it, I thought it was fake. My wife showed it to me this morning. I was like, well, even for him, that seemed like too much, but nothing is ever too much for him. Of course, you won't see the Fox News gang screaming about this one, but a couple of Republicans did, to their credit, 2 of them, I think.
Trump received backlash from both celebrities and politicians, including some Republicans. However, the 79-year-old appeared to double down on his remarks during a press conference on Monday.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country, yeah.
So you hear it plain as day. You hear it plain as day. Donald Trump's own people in administration don't even like what the fuck he said about Rob Reiner. Again, if that don't tell you we have a dictator now, I don't know what else does. I don't know what else does. Now, before I get out of here, one last thing, and this is why I was, again, saying one of the reasons why I kind of want to even move the channel to video games and other shit is because they are cracking down on people saying or speaking against any fucking thing that got to do with the government in general and what they got something to say. They are removing radio personalities at this point. If y'all haven't noticed. From Ed Lover in his show, Ebro in the Morning. Netflix just gave Jadakiss and Fat Joe, as well as the Breakfast Club, their new deal. So there is no more Breakfast Club on 107.5 or whatever the fuck. There is no more of that. The radio voice is dead. In response to Ebro in the Morning being canceled and other radio shows and personalities being canceled, I want y'all to hear what Ebro had to say. In regards to radio.
Make sure you subscribe to Ebro in the Morning on YouTube. Told y'all a couple of weeks ago when they tried to run that Andrew Cuomo play on me. Remember that shit? And then they tried, you know, when the Trumpster got in office. Listen, man, I don't capitulate well, bro. Been doing this too long. If you look around all the major media outlets, look at all the major media outlets, man. All of them. Look at all of them. They all got to fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses. They all, well, in this particular situation, we'll get into more specifics another time. Bro's a casino owner. You know those 3 licenses that they got here in New York City for the casinos? The guy that owns the shit owns one of the casinos licenses. He got to raise $500,000, bro. $500 million, excuse me. They need my shit talking anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, progressive shit out the way, bro. They need me out the way. They trying to get to these bags that these VCs got, raise some capital. They don't really care, like, especially for like a Hot 97 and a WBLS. They don't give a fuck about hip hop or black music or black community. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They give a fuck about access. They give a fuck about being able to bring their little nerdy friends to the concerts because that helps them raise money. They've been trying to get to me for years, bro. Years. But, you know, Ebro in the morning on the YouTubes. Subscribe. And we'll get into it. You know what I'm saying? Shayla. But yeah, people that I've worked with for a long time, man, they know who I am. They know what I stand for. The communities that listen and have supported us, they know. Y'all know how I rock. Y'all know what type of shit I pop. So yeah. But I told you, listen, if you listen to Ebro in the morning, I told y'all they was hunting. I told you they was hunting. And we gonna keep talking shit. I told y'all they was hunting. Pat Rob. You know? But this shit is about that. So, buckle up. Because we're gonna get active. Enjoy your holidays. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your holiday. Happy holidays. Let's get active. Don't fall for the bullshit, man. Work hard. Put yourself in position so the bullshit come every generation. Every generation. Think about it. All throughout the years, man. All throughout the years. The bullshit always come. Well, I gotta open the roof. It's cold outside, man. It's mad cold, bro. More to come. Ebro in the morning on the YouTube.
So as you plainly heard, the real reason why Ebro in the morning, Ed Lover, all of them are being canceled right now is because they won't conform. New York radio personalities won't conform to the bullshit that Donald Trump and his administration are trying to get them to conform to, as far as speaking up for them and representing them and saying, oh, they're still doing good for the country and all this other bullshit, right? They won't conform and speak on their behalf. That is the real reason why these radio personalities are being cut. And like I said, if you haven't also noticed lately on YouTube, especially, that's why I kept telling y'all, yo, follow the Twitch, follow the Twitch, follow the Twitch. Because that's really where I'm trying to convert everybody to, is follow the Twitch, where I can say what the fuck I want to and not get in trouble for it and not get ad suitability marks and demonetized and all this other bullshit, is because I'm allowed to say certain things. I'm allowed to play certain videos and things like that. I'm allowed to do more shit on Twitch than I am YouTube. Now, that's not to say that I still can't do my shit and do my lives how the fuck I want to. But it is to say that I'm being censored, just like everybody else has been censored, if you haven't noticed. And it's not me, you know, per se, censoring my shit. It's them making it so, like, someone, he even hit me up and said, yo, they unsubscribe me to your shit, and I didn't even do that. I already know the games, that they've been doing it to me for the past year and a half because I say certain shit on here. because I make these type of videos, because I do these type of lives, I don't put my shit in the category of news and politics, because majority of the shit is me talking about music and other shit. But when I do get into the politics, I keep it 1,000 with y'all every time, and y'all know that. So again, as I always say, in the end, you keep your third eye open and your head on a swivel, because the fact is never motherfucking fiction out here. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace and love. Love everybody that came up in here. Shout out to The Mind's Eye. Shout out to Life of a Sneaker Mama. Shout out to 57 Dove. Chum Calm Down. Ivorani. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. I appreciate y'all and love y'all. Till next time. Peace. This is going to be the new outro, I swear to God. That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel. That's how I'm motherfucking feel.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us, official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped with warfare. Beware of my crime family, who got enough shots to share. For all of those who wanna profile and pose, rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You're all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for themselves in this land. We be gunning and keep them shook, crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole arm against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. Your minor or major, you all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey, you're done. Fuck the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow bag niggas. Why they still alive? I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness is foundation. If I die, couldn't choose a better location. When the
what it is you really do.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.